In today's video, I'm removing a dent from the passenger door of this Mini Cooper. Now, it's a fairly standard door dent. It's in a bit of a tricky location down the lower section because the dent itself sits behind kind of an inner brace, so it's not got great access to get behind. Now, if you haven't already picked one up, I highly recommend getting yourself an inspection wedge. This was designed, I believe, by Hudson Tansey. It was about £30 from TDN Tools, but it's just so handy to really kind of have a good look inside the door. The wedge opens up the gap, of course, and then you've got that torch that's built in and really kind of lets you have a good insight to the inside of the panel to let you know where any kind of mechanisms are, wiring looms, internal bracing and side impact bars. So just for reference, I'm going to mark up what I can see on the inside. So we have kind of a brace at the top and the bottom, and just a small section in the middle that's open. So across the top section of the door panel we have kind of internal bracing, which just restricts the access. This midsection is fairly open, so good access for most standard door bars, but the dent itself is down the bottom and again located behind an internal brace. So typically I would use one of my door bars like this hockey stick bar from BLE. Because the bar is rigid, it doesn't curve with the contour of the door, so I really can't get in there to get in between the brace. So I switched to my whale tail, and this has just enough flex to curve with the door panel, and it's got that nice flat blade that's going to get me right down inside that brace so that I can get some leverage between the internal brace and the outer door skin. And now with my line board set up below the dent, I've positioned myself above, looking down at my repair. I've got my tooltip just here, and I'm just applying some pressure, pushing it down so that I can get it directly behind the centre of that dent. Now these whale tails are ideal because they've got a fairly sharp tip at the side. You can really get some good pinpoint accuracy. And whilst this dent wasn't particularly big, it was fairly deep for the small dent that it was. So what I'm really trying to focus on here is at a centre point. And with a little bit of accuracy, it makes fairly quick work of the repair. Certainly in terms of bringing up the main kind of bulk of it, taking out that low. So I'm kind of tightening up the metal here, gathering it together. And as we take a look from this angle, you can see I'm now over pushing the metal to effectively create a high spot. So where you see those lines pinched together, that is where I'm bringing the metal outwards, and then I can use my tap down to just get it back into the right shape. To be able to carry out repairs like this, you need to know what tools to use and how to use them. So if you're new to PDR, looking to get into the industry, perhaps start your own career, you can visit learnpdronline.com. You should see a link above this video and that will take you straight through our site. So back to the repair, and I continue to knock down the high spots that we have around the repair area. Using a small metal knockdown like this really does help and allow accuracy in being able to just focus on the areas that are high. And move my board around constantly, simulating how you would move your head as a technician back and forth to read the reflections of the board. This tight line board really helps pick up the detail. Now this particular door has been painted before, so there's a lot of orange peel and texture to the paintwork. And you do need to take extra care when working on panels that have been painted. You can never match the quality of the original manufacturer's paintwork, so it's more subject to deteriorating over time or chipping away. So as we reposition ourselves, it's important to cross-check our work. So the repair is pretty much out. That's roughly where the dent is, and you can just see perhaps a tiny bit of texture there. So some of this is the tool marks from using the tap down on the outside, and then a little bit of texture from the tool marks on the inside when I'm pushing. Now because this paintwork has a fair bit of texture to it already, I'm just going to finish this with a light flatten polish. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, don't forget you can hit the thumbs up icon to like the video, and you can also subscribe to our channel. I'm Tom with Learn PDR Online. Thank you for watching.